The following is a sports exclusive on WHUS Stores, Connecticut. Hello again and welcome to the WHUS Sports Page. I'm your host, Harold Darak, and each week I'll be bringing you a complete coverage of all UConn sports and a pregame matchup before today's big game between the University of Connecticut Huskies and the Cadets of the Virginia Military Institute. The game is starting at 1:25, and bringing you all the action is Steve Tefft. Today's table of contents includes an Andy Young interview with Frosh phenom Bill Morrone. Earlier this week, I interviewed Rich Roberts. Bill Healey has the VMI Preview. Steve Tefft, the UCONN Preview, followed by the UCONN Player of the Week. We'll be back with page 1 of the WHUS Sports Page right after this.
Knowing before you go is good advice. Now, this is Artie Johnson reminding you that the new U.S. Customs duty-free exemption for returning U.S. residents is $300 per person. And take along a customs declaration and fill it out while the information is fresh in your mind. For more helpful hints and a customs declaration form, write to the U.S. Customs Service, Box 7118, Washington, D.C. 20044. Ask for your free copy of GSP and know before you go.
The UConn soccer team destroyed Springfield 5-0 this past week. They have won 8 straight games and have been playing steady defense. One of those reasons is the freshman flash, Bill Morrone. Here is Andy Young with an exclusive Sports Page interview.
A big part of the UConn success this season has been the play of a freshman, Bill Morrone. Bill is out for the time being with a groin pull. Bill, you have marked consistently this season the opposite team's best striker. How does that put the pressure on you as a freshman?
It does, but it doesn't. That's, I want to be there. I want to be where the pressure is. And with the players I have around me, it makes my job a lot easier. I've got Eric Cap behind me. He talks to me all day. And Brennan behind me, he's made a few big saves and saved my skin. So if we all work together and we play together, we're all set. And I think that it's not a one-on-one. It's more like a 3-on-1, with the 3 fullbacks against one of their players. They're under the same conditions we are. Let's just go out, stay as warm as you can, and do the best you can. That's all you can do.
Bill, it's been a super season so far. Good luck. Let's see you back soon.
Thank you very much.
People familiar with VMI football tell an interesting and amusing story about head football coach Bob Thalman, a story which, to some degree, adequately depicted the condition of the Cadet Grid program at the time. They say that when Thalman took over the head coaching job back in the spring of 1971, a headline over one of the newspaper stories carrying the announcement of Thalman's hiring read, "Condolences, Bob." Now, don't laugh too hard, because the headlines back in 1977 could very well have read, "Condolences, Walt." This curious juxtaposition brings out the most important point in analyzing VMI football, quite a winning tradition. But the UConn Huskies have a winning tradition of their own, and here to tell you about that is Steve Tefft.
That's right, Bill. UConn is building a winning tradition of their own. They've won the last 2 weeks, and for them, that is a winning tradition. UConn is in a very strange situation today. The VMI game means absolutely nothing in terms of the Yankee Conference, but Coach Nadzak makes no bones about the fact that he wants this game. He says the team will not be caught looking ahead to next week's Boston University game, which is the big one as far as the Yankee Conference is concerned. A win over Virginia Military today would extend the momentum gained in the last 2 victories over Maine and Massachusetts. The Husky defense, which was the catalyst in last week's big victory, will be put to the test again today. VMI has a potent running game that has been responsible for most of their success this year. The Huskies feel they can hold fast against the VMI offense. New nose guard Dewey Raymond, who spearheaded last week's defensive effort, will start again in his new position. Nadzak feels Raymond may be the one they've been looking for to fill the nose guard spot. He'll have his work cut out for him today. The Husky offense came to life last week, turning 2 UMass mistakes into touchdowns. Al Arison had his best game yet as a Husky, with 2 touchdown passes. He has proven he can do the job, and he's earned the respect of his teammates and his coaching staff. One big question mark for today's game is Kenny Schweitzer. He re-injured his shoulder last week and is a vital cog in UConn's passing game. The shoulder gave him problems all week in practice, and if he can't play up to peak efficiency, it will hurt the passing game. The Huskies are alive and well in the Yankee Conference, and they would like to win today to keep their winning tradition alive. And now, here's B.J. Finnell with the UCONN Player of the Week.
Al Arizin is this week's UConn Player of the Week. The sophomore from Fairfield Prep completed 11 out of 26 passes for 132 yards in last week's 24-0 trouncing of UMass, and he also only had one intercepted. His first touchdown pass came after a Pete Lamagna interception, gave the Huskies good field position, and the Huskies came down 3rd and 3 at the 3-yard line.
3rd and 2 for the touchdown. Harrison looking in the end zone. Now throws it to Schweitzer on the near side. He dives into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown UConn, and they draw first blood here, and they lead 6-0.
Thank you for joining the WHUS Sports Page. This is Harold Darak saying bye-bye. If you have any comments, good or bad, about the WHUS Sports Page, send to WHUS Sports Page, Box U-8, Stores, Connecticut 06268.